Guess where I am? You know, with the pillow, I'm in the recliner. Yes. uh, Today is just a blah day. I did not sleep very well last night. It rained, like it started raining, gosh, early yesterday because it was misty rain when we were out. But it rained all night, and my body and my joints were not happy. They were not happy at all. So I have not slept a whole lot because I refuse to take a pain pill. So I'm kind of in a zombie brain mode today. That's fine. I'm watching the DVR. I did a little work earlier. I had to do somebody needed some insurance emailed to them. Somebody needed a W-9. You know, that kind of crap. Then my cousin Ronnie was supposed to come over today, but well, he's going to swing in just for a second here in a little while. But they had to have their dog Bailey put down today. Last year they lost Diesel. He was an English bulldog. And then Bailey was their black lab. They were both pretty elderly. And now all they have left is Mason. He's 5 or 6, and he's that giant Rottweiler. And Mason has never been alone. So, his wife is at the house with Mason. She's got to leave at 2, but he's running, because right now it's a little after 1. He's running a couple toilets somewhere, going to swing in here, grab paychecks, do one thing for my dad to take the 40-pound bags of salt down to a water softener and put them in the water softener because Dad just can't do it anymore. He's not allowed to carry those down the stairs anymore. And then he's going to go home to Mason. So they've had a tough day today. When I called him this morning, he's like, hey, Stace, we're heading to the vet right now with Bailey. I'm like, oh, no. I guess this last week, her quality of life has just really, he said it was time. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, hey, do what you got to do, man. So their house is a little sad today. And every year at Christmas time, they always get cards made with the pictures of them and the dogs. And now it's just going to be Mason, the big lug. The big lug. His head is just giant. So yeah. He'll be here a little later before he heads home. Dad is gone. He left this morning to go to Lansing, which is about 2.5 hours away, to get a car. They're on their way home. They should be home in about an hour or so, I would think. Because this morning it was like 37, 38, and his car, nothing was frozen, but there's a lot of ice underwater, but all the main roads are clear. Side roads, nasty. Like just icy, but the temperature's supposed to drop this afternoon, and all this is going to freeze and it's going to snow, so it's going to make it horrible again. So that's why my cousin's going to stop by real quick and get what he needs here. Yeah. Okay. What else? Dad's BiPAP. Last night I'm laying in bed watching something on Netflix. No, I was watching a YouTube video and I hear him go, I can't figure out how to plug this hose in. I'm like, oh, hang on, I'm coming. And I'm like, look, see how this is shaped? You plug it right in the back, right there. See, really easy. You learned this yesterday several times. He goes, I know, but I forgot. So I showed him how to do it and how to undo it. I said, you push these 2 side things to undo it, and then you plug it in. So we got that all set up. He put his water in there, got everything set next to him, and I fell asleep about 11:30. I know about 11, I said, Dad? He's like, yes. I said, just making sure you didn't fall asleep without putting your headgear on. He's like, no, I'm watching the news. And I'm like, okay. Well, then I pass out. Then I wake up about 1. My bladder woke me up. And I still hear the TV on. I'm like, oh, I wonder if he fell asleep watching TV. So I come around the corner, and he's got his headgear all on, and I hear him, and I'm like, are you awake? And his hand goes up. I'm like, Okay, the rule, put on your headgear, get ready for bed, TV goes off. And he's like, okay. And then he turns it off and he goes to sleep. I guess he ended up having it on about 6 hours. It's his first night having him, so having a mask on, it doesn't bother him anywhere but right here, but it was his first night. He said it wasn't horrible. So that's good. He didn't bitch or complain about it. I said, yeah, Dad, once your body gets used to having oxygen at night when you sleep, it's going to enjoy it, that you're not depriving it of oxygen all the time. His settings aren't as high as the doctor wants right now. The BiPAP is starting on, I think one number's at 18, and then one number's 14, and then there's another number that's 13 that breathes for him 13 times a minute. I have no idea. I can't remember. But I don't know how high the doctor wants it to go to eventually, because she had it, she goes, where I want him is way too high. She goes, I even think this one's too high. So she bumped it down to 18. So I don't know where his end number is going to be at, but he's starting at 18. Anybody who's on a BiPAP or a CPAP understands the number. I don't get it. I just know it's the number 18. So yeah. So night 1, down. He has to sit up right next to his recliner because he's going to get used to it sleeping out here in the recliner. And then once he understands it and knows it, because he falls asleep and takes naps so much in his recliner. And he sleeps in his recliner so much that just for right now, because I told him, I said, if you take it in your bedroom and you sleep with it at night, and if you come out here to your recliner and you're going to take a nap, you have to put it on. So if you feel like you're going to take a nap, either you bring it out here and you're constantly taking it back and forth, or you get up and go to your bedroom and lay down and take a nap. So there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. But he said it went well last night. So that is good. I don't have anything else to say. What else do I have to say? I'm still working my way through Grace and Frankie. Those two just crack me up. Crack me up. I've been watching. I watch DF blogs. It's Disney food vlogs. I don't know what it's called. It's a channel on YouTube, and they always go over things, new things in the park, new foods in the park, snacks in the park, where things. And I was watching one of the videos last night and ended up adding a thing to my list to try. I always add things to my snack list for Disney. I can't wait to go. I'm glad it was not this year that I was planning it. It gives my insides a whole year for me to get used to my whole new insides. Because man, this year would have been not fun if I had to, like, if I went now, because this is about the time we're going to go next year, the end of January. There's still times where when you eat something maybe you shouldn't have, or your body isn't quite ready for it, and then you don't get sick and you don't get an upset stomach, but you have to go to the bathroom like a half hour, 45 minutes after you eat. And sometimes it's not pretty, people. It's just not pretty. So I'm glad I'm having a year to get my insides all, my inside feels hollow. Tapping right here. Yep. That's about all that's going on. It's midweek. What are you doing? It's a glorious hump day. Wednesday. I'm watching Manifest right now. I just got done watching Celebrity Big Brother. And I just got done watching... What else did I watch today? I can't remember. That was so long ago. I think after this I have Oh, I have some. Dad's got way much more crap on there than I do. That's a lie. I have 4 movies taking up a lot of space in the DVR right now because I have the 3 Lord of the Rings movies and The Hobbit that are, that's what, 3 hours for each movie, 6 and probably 2.5. But that's a lot of hours for 4 movies. But eventually I'm going to watch them and delete them off there. But right now, they're on there for me to watch sometime because I love me some Lord of the Rings. Yes, when those movies came out, and they came out one year after the other for 3 years in a row, the original, the Lord of the Rings ones, I was there the first day every time. I was like, oh, when I heard they were making those movies, I'm like, oh, please don't let me down, Peter Jackson. Don't let me down. He didn't. He did a good job. Because I grew up reading those books. I probably read Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit the first time when I was like 12 years old. Then I read them again in my 20s. Then I read them again when the series came out. And I have them on my shelf. And I have the DVDs. And I have them on my DVR. I'm a nerd. Okay? I do not apologize for that. But now I'm going to roll. So, I will see you all later.